It's a beautiful time to be alive. And I say that wholeheartedly. There's a lot going on, a lot of controversy going on right now. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please take a look at what's happening with Kyrie, Kanye. Farrakhan put out an amazing speech. I have it on the channel. Please check it out. His speech defending Kyrie and Kanye in regards to all that is happening with this whole blacklisting of celebrities who choose to speak out against what is happening in the industry, right? Whether it's behind closed doors or some secret information that's never to be revealed. And if you didn't catch Dave Chappelle's monologue last night, please, 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 please check it out. I probably will I'll insert it in this video because when I talk about masterpiece, and I love comedy, and Dave Chappelle I like smart comedy. Comedy where it doesn't just put it all out there, but Dave Chappelle walks a very thin line and he knows exactly what he's doing. The way that he weaved in bits of truth in a comedic way, and the way that he said a lot without saying a lot. It's coded. And so if you're able to read through the codes in that stand up, I think it was beautifully done. He's a genius, the way that he put it out there. And he said a lot. Like I said, he said a lot without saying a lot. He said enough, but he didn't cross the line where it was just blatant enough where he could be canceled. Although at the end, he did say, I hope they don't do anything to me. And I just love that. So it's a lot going on. I hope you guys are paying attention. I think it's a great time to be alive, especially for melanated people. And when I say melanated, I'm talking about people who have dominant melanin, meaning so-called black people, so-called brown people, anyone of indigenous status. If you're not familiar, some of us don't know that we're indigenous, but we most certainly are. And so I'm just going to say melanated. It's a great time to be alive for melanated people. I think we've been waiting for this for a long time. Those of us who are all vibrating on that same frequency, we've been waiting for this for a long time because there's been so much that has happened to our history. So much has been suppressed. So much has been erased. So much has been reversed, changed around, rebirthed into some new so-called information, but it's really old information that comes from our ancient ancestors. And I think now we're at a point where we're in the information age. People cannot keep lying and suppressing the truth and then playing the victim. And I think it's a great thing that celebrities who have the power, who have the all eyes on them, who are in that system, a lot of them are starting to stand up and not be so reliant upon the carrot that is hanging in regards to financial security and being able to work in Hollywood or within the industry, whether it's sports, music, movies, etc., etc., which should let you know that if they are so threatened by not being able to work and being blacklisted, then that should let you know that should let you know that someone is in charge of those industries. And when you go do the research, you see that it's usually someone or family who happens to be Jews. But I guess that's a coincidence, like Dave Chappelle said, right? And that's not just with music, sports, but it's also with banking. It's also with healthcare. It's also with the food industry, right? All the things that we need to survive. And so I feel like this is an important time because what Kyrie is doing, how he is standing on his square and not backing down because he did nothing wrong. And he's not letting them, you know, use the tactic of fear as so much as they have always done. You know, this goes back to slavery times where they talk about the buck breaking. A slave gets out of line. What do? You break them so that the other slaves can fall in line and don't get the courage to do the same. So I think we're at a point now where some of these celebrities that have been wooed with the finances and uh, the 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 appeal and the appearance of being famous and getting work, they're starting to say, you know, fuck it, because it's deeper than money, ain't it? This is a spiritual warfare. And a lot of people don't know that. Before it can become something physical, it has to happen in the spiritual first. And some people may not realize that this is a spiritual war. So this is where you get into the whole conspiracy of how people say some of these people are selling their souls. The reason why they're saying they're selling their souls is because it has to do with it's a spiritual warfare. If you go against your intuition, if you go against what you stand for so that you can collect the check or so that you can stay relevant, and it's not what you really believe, but you're doing it because you feel like you have to, that's the reference when people say they sold their soul, you know. And I think we're at a point now, and blessings to Kyrie for taking this stand. I think we're at a point now where he's going to be an example for other celebrity status to do the same if they choose. And I understand if you don't, because people got families involved, you know, people got whole families that they're taking care of, and them missing that check or missing that next deal is detrimental to their whole family. And all I'm going to say about that is all of us, indigenous folks, melanated folks, we are all family as well. We're all connected through the bloodline, through the DNA. And so I don't like to judge. There's no judgment here. I think the having courage is for the few. There's not a lot of people that have that type of courage that are willing to give it all up. Kyrie lost his contract with Nike, right? And I don't give a damn about Nike. I don't wear Nikes. I don't buy Nikes. And if I find anything in my closet that has Nike in it, I'm burning it because it's just, it doesn't make sense. Only thing that brother did was tweet the link to a movie, and I hope that we all go watch it. From what I've heard, is no longer available on Amazon. So it's like when you click it, you try to rent it, but what they're saying is you're not able to watch it. So I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do a little bit more research to see. Hopefully, it's available on Dalton is the brother who created the movie. I hope he has some type of direct link where we can get it from him directly. And I'm not sure. So if you know, please drop down in the comments of how other people can go see this movie. Because now all they did was spark people's curiosity. Because I didn't know about the movie until all this commotion happened. So now you just bringing attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Now that's exactly what's happening. More people are going to go find out about it. More people are going to go watch it. And you can form your own opinion. Like, we got to stop letting people trying to tell us who we are and what we are. That's been done. That's dead. They've been doing that for way too long. Hundreds of years. Trying to suppress our history, erase our history. Farrakhan talked about that in the speech. And now the light is a-shining. This is the information age, and people are awakening and waking up, and the sleeping giant has awakened. And we are the sleeping giants. That's why they're so afraid of us. Why do you think they have tried so hard to keep melanated folks down? They created all these laws. At one point, we weren't even allowed to read. Why do you think that is the case? Right? They don't want you to know who you are. They don't want you to know what you are. They don't want you to remember who you are, because they remember who we are. And that's frightening. And not to say that we're evil people, because we're not, but it's frightening because of all the harm that has been done to us, all the harm that has come against us from them, and they're afraid that there's going to be karma to be paid. But we ain't even got to do it physically. It's already done. You done already sealed your casket. And we don't have to do nothing violent because we walk with God. And that's what they know, and that's what they don't want you to know. And so, with that being said, Nike cancels Kyrie. Guess what? We cancel Nike. Fuck it. Right? Same thing with Kanye. Now, Kanye, he says some things that I don't all agree with, but he also says a lot of things that I do agree with. And he's been in the industry. He knows how the industry works. And now he's telling on the industry. So, did he violate some type of oath and you don't like it? And now you want to blacklist him, blackball him, and keep him out, cancel contracts, and etc.? Well, all that shit is getting old, and it's over with. And now our people are coming. They're waking up. They're rising. And especially with this day and age, there's so many people now. So many melanated folks have become multimillionaires on their own without the industry. Using things like social media, creating their own businesses, entrepreneurship. Like, this ain't the time when we need anybody else to get a paycheck, right? This is a time for us to shine, and this is a time for us to come together and recreate Black Wall Street over and over again in every city upon which we live. We need our own everything, and I've always said that. Martin Luther King said that right before they killed him. I feel like that's the reason why they killed him, because when he started telling us to boycott Wonder Bread and to support the Black-owned banks, and he was calling out which companies were Black-owned and how we should support them, that's when he got the bullet. It wasn't when he was talking about holding hands and little white children and Black children. It wasn't that. That didn't get him killed. It was only when he told us to pull our resources together and boycott all those white-owned businesses. That's when he got And I feel like, to me, that's one of the things that we're getting back to. And I think that's another reason why they are very afraid. Imagine that. You got Ice Cube out here with his own league, right? And they're trying to blackball that man so that he can't come up into this whole sports industry, because what's going to happen is he's going to inspire other people to do the same. And then what's going to happen when Ice Cube decides to create his own league where they're actually playing basketball 5-on-5, not just a 3-on-3? That's going to spark other Black celebrities to do the same. And which games do you think we're going to go to? Exactly. We're going to go support that. And that is a threat. That's what they don't want. But guess what? That's what they can't stop. So, fuck Nike. Amen. Ashe. Right? I stand with Kyrie. I stand with the truth. And just to go back, every celebrity that has ever been a truth teller, that has ever come out and spoke against the grain, spoke against the industry, they have all been blacklisted. They always get these write-ups in the news. Who owns these news media stations? You name it, you got it. Go look it up. It's all owned by the same families. So they can write whatever they want, put it out into the press, and copy paste. Every press is going to put out that same exact message. Put a little spin on it, but it's the same exact message that they were told to say. So when they come out and they talking about, oh, this celebrity gone crazy, they lost their mind, they don't, blah, blah, blah. Same old bullshit, but we're all catching on. And now we know how it goes, because the demands that they put on Kyrie, all that he has to do to get back in their good graces, man, please. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, big ups to us as indigenous melanated folks. Thank you for standing, for doing your research. Stay on that. Do your thing. And I know that you're a creator. We all are creators. So make sure that you are creating for the community, because we need our own everything. And that's the bottom line. We got people out here, talking about Black folks out here, melanated folks out here, creating their own shoe lines, creating their own clothing lines. And this stuff is looking better than that stuff that we've been so brainwashed to wear and want to wear. Like, them days is over. It's over. So stay tuned. Watch the next clip that I'm going to show. If you haven't watched it, if you haven't seen it, pass it, share it, and let's take a stand. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. When I looked up the meaning of Kyrie's name, it's no coincidence that his name means Lord. Lord, have mercy. And not only that, it was the name Kyrie was the title that was given to Christ. Exactly. So he knows what he's doing. This is what he came to do. And for all those that stand in truth, peace be with you.